What's up guys, Steve here with your second stimulus check and stimulus package update, and I hope that you and your family had a blessed Christmas. But if you thought it was going to be a silent night on Christmas regarding stimulus checks, guess again, because we've got an update and we actually have some more information that rolled out this morning. So I'm going to get you caught up on what's happening with $2,000 stimulus checks, and I'm going to let you know right now it's good news if you want those checks, but it's throwing a little bit of a wrench into the negotiations. So I'm going to get you caught up on all the details of everything that's been unfolding as of this morning, December the 26th, the day after Christmas. But before we dive into all the details, if you could do me a quick favor, if you like and appreciate these video updates, be sure to smash the like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Like button, leaving comments, and sharing these videos out to anybody who you think might need to see these updates. Well, it helps out my channel. Thank you so much. And also, if you're not already a part of the viewing community and you would like to stay up to date on everything rolling out right now, be sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, so that way as soon as I upload videos, you can be notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. But now let's go ahead and dive into the latest with the $2,000 stimulus checks and the stimulus package negotiations. All right, so first let's go ahead and dive into the latest. So I'm going to let you know what's been unfolding. We're going to take a look at an article and some tweets that came out yesterday and today. And then at the end, if you want to stick around, I'm just going to do a quick recap for anybody that needs to get caught up on all the details. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at a tweet that came out today, this morning, from President Donald Trump. And it reads, "I simply want to get our great people $2,000 rather than the measly $600 that is now in the bill. Also, stop the billions of dollars in pork." And what we saw yesterday on Christmas Day, this came out from President Donald Trump in a tweet as well, and it said, "Made many calls and had meetings at Trump International in Palm Beach, Florida. Why would politicians not want to give people $2,000 rather than only $600? It wasn't their fault. It was China. Give our people the money. Merry Christmas." Now, keep in mind the fact that that was yesterday and this morning. There was a lot of members of Congress that were hoping that when the bill was flown out to Florida to him, I think it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, that maybe when it arrived, the president would see it and he would say, you know what, maybe I was wrong, I'll rethink it. $600 is better than nothing. I don't want to stop this from going out. So you know what, I'll just go ahead and sign it into law while I'm here in Florida. Well, it turns out it's actually quite the opposite. What we're hearing is that the president is actually more determined than ever and doubling down on his stance for $2,000 stimulus checks. That's right. So if you were hoping for that $2,000, looks like the president is even stronger in his position to get those out. Take a look at this article that just came out 3 hours ago that says, Lindsey Graham says Trump is, quote, more determined than ever to secure $2,000 checks as pandemic relief bill lingers in limbo. The article reads, President Donald Trump spent his Christmas golfing in Florida as government shutdowns loom and the pandemic relief hangs in the balance. Earlier in the day, he renewed calls for $2,000 stimulus checks instead of $600 included in the $900 billion pandemic relief package passed in both houses of Congress and is awaiting Trump's signature. In a Friday evening tweet, Senator Lindsey Graham doubled on Trump's call for Americans $2,000 in aid. It says, after spending some time with the president at Real Donald Trump today, I am convinced he is more determined than ever to increase stimulus payments to $2,000 per person and challenge Section 230 big tech liability protection, Graham tweeted. So that unfolded yesterday, and as you guys know, when the president is in Washington, D.C. and he's getting advice from his White House officials and dealing with politics in Congress, they advise him not to say this or that. And we actually received word that during negotiations, he wanted to let America know that he wanted larger checks, but they told him, please don't do that because right now negotiations are fragile and we don't want you to blow the whole thing up. Well, at the last minute, he decided to go with his gut. And when it was time for him to sign, he let everybody know, I'm not signing this because I want bigger checks and I want less money going to foreign aid and more money going to America. And he decided to do it on his own. And we heard this vocalized yesterday as well while he was in Florida. And this is away from DC, away from the officials, and this is his real true opinion coming out while he's golfing in Florida with his friend Lindsey Graham. And he vocalized two things. He said, I want to see larger checks to the American people, and I also want to see challenged Section 230, which would give him the ability to go after social media platforms like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, any of these that put disclaimers saying that his statements might be false. So these are the two items that he said All right, now let's take a look at what Lindsey Graham actually had to say by taking a look at his Twitter feed. So we're going to start off right here, December 23rd, and you can see he wrote, House should not only take up a bill to expand the size of the stimulus checks, but should also vote on Section 230 repeal as requested by President. Then he said, House's refusal to wind down Section 230 for big tech shows they care more about big tech than working Americans. Will, at Speaker Pelosi, refuse to allow a vote to repeal Section 230 because Democrats are in big tech's pockets. Then he said Congress should vote to repeal Section 230 as requested by President. I will not vote to override presidential veto unless effort is made to wind down Section 230. And then on Christmas Day, he wrote, after spending some time with President @Real Donald Trump today, I am convinced he is more determined than ever to increase stimulus payments to $2,000 per person and challenge Section 230 big tech liability protection. Both are reasonable demands, and I hope Congress is listening. The biggest winner would be the American people. So you guys, it looks like the president is not going to be changing his mind. He's not going to be signing the stimulus package as is, and he's taking an even stronger stance to get $2,000 stimulus checks included in this package. Now, what does that mean for the stimulus package and negotiations? Well, let me tell you that $2,000 stimulus checks, the price tag for that is roughly going to be about $500 billion. That's right, about $500 billion. And Republicans want to be fiscally conservative. They don't want to increase the national debt too much, and they want to keep the overall price tag under $1 trillion. That would mean stimulus checks would take up about half of the stimulus package, leaving $500 billion remaining for all other provisions. So the question is, if they take the Senator Josh Hawley approach and put the checks in first, $2,000 stimulus checks at $500 billion, can they fit all the other provisions that they want included in a $500 billion amount? So that's what we're going to be looking at right now with stimulus packages if we include that $2,000 stimulus check. So, man, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because this is definitely not what Congress was anticipating, and it definitely is going to be throwing a wrench into things trying to get $2,000 stimulus checks. Do you think that they're going to include it? Do you think this is going to destroy negotiations? Do you think maybe they'll try to find a compromise and see if the president will go for $1,200 checks or $1,500 checks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So the good news is we still potentially could see $2,000 per person stimulus checks. But the not so good news is this looks like it's nowhere near done. That's right. But do keep in mind the fact that Congress is going to be back in session tomorrow, and the House is going to be trying to pass $2,000 checks. And it's very likely that it could pass in the House. But the question is, when it goes on to the Senate, will it get the support? Now, whatever unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. But before we take off, I just want to do a quick recap for those of you that need to get caught up on everything. So as I mentioned, right now the president is in Florida celebrating the Christmas holiday, leaving Congress to work out those last two provisions that he had issues with in the stimulus package and the government spending bill. Now, he addressed the entire nation, letting us know he wasn't going to be signing because he had these two issues. And if you didn't see that, be sure to check it out right here as I uploaded it, breaking news as it unfolded. And those two items were, he said first, he had an issue with all of the foreign aid. He said right now he wanted the money to be focused and targeted on helping the American people. And then the second item he said was the $600 stimulus checks were too small. He wanted to see bigger checks going out to Americans in the amount of $2,000 per person and $4,000 for couples filing jointly. So what we saw was on Christmas Eve, Congress came to the table with pro forma voting, which needed unanimous consent, and Democrats came and said we're going to be striking out $600 checks and replacing it with $2,000. Now, it needed unanimous consent, and Republicans blocked that measure. Then Republicans came and said we're going to be removing some of the foreign aid, and it needed unanimous consent, and Democrats came and blocked that measure. So each one took one of the items, and the opposing parties blocked each other. So pretty much nothing has gotten done, and that's where things currently stand with the stimulus checks and the stimulus package. And do keep in mind the fact that today is actually the last day to collect those federal provisions for unemployment from the CARES Act. The PUA and the PEUC are set to expire at the end of the year, and today is the last day for claims. So we really need Congress to pass a stimulus package that includes those unemployment benefits being extended. Now, hopefully either they'll get this one worked out or they'll put something else together. I don't know, but we need to see something right away because those provisions are ending along with several others as well. And right now, America still needs help as we are still in the middle of this pandemic. Now, whatever unfolds, know that I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel and let you guys know. And if there's any breaking news that happens, I'll hop on right away and keep you up to date. So you guys, once again, that is your update as of today, December the 26th. And if you like and appreciate these video updates and you made it this far and you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. And if you're not already part of the viewing community and you'd like to stay up to date on everything, smash the subscribe button and that notification bell so that way as soon as I upload videos, you can be notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, take care. God bless. I hope this reaches you well. This is Steve.